Hey there and welcome back to my channel. And I definitely owe you all a update video on what I've been up to the past few weeks, but trust me, I am going to be making that and my plan is to launch it later this evening. But there has been a lot going on. But this video, I want to focus on specifically the special site for patch 5.3 being officially released. And if this content helps you in any way, please consider smashing that like button and annihilating that subscribe button. It goes a long way to help me and is super appreciated. And so with this, we're going to be getting a little bit of tidbits. Like, for anyone who's not that familiar with special sites and how they work, basically little tidbits of what the patch is going to contain is released bit by bit by bit. And so this is the initial launch, and so it just has a few different parts to it. So, unsurprising to everyone is patch 5.3 is going to be getting a main scenario quest line called Reflections in Crystal for itself, saying, having confirmed their suspicions that the resurrected Ardbert is none other than Elidibus, the Scions endeavor to shed light upon the Ascians' dark plot, but time is against them, for the hour of their departure, or demise, fast approaches. Likewise, this includes some images that are pretty captivating, such as we have Ardbert with obviously Elidibus behind him, because we know from this point of the story that this basically is kind of an illusion that he's just putting up, just trying to roleplay as this character, as the Warrior of Light. And then the next image that we see is just a bit of a grainy picture that you can see with some Ascians in the background. Likewise, just from its grainy nature, we can assume that the echo is going to be tied into being able to see back. And then lastly, we have Grahatia in the background carrying his staff and doing something. What exactly that means, I'm not 100% sure. Next up, we have the dungeon, which I'm expecting, honestly, is probably tied together with the main story quest line. But this is called the Hero's Gauntlet, and it says, "It is said that the hero's path is fraught with danger, and that these words will never ring truer as the whole of Norvrant becomes a battlefield which the warriors of darkness must fight their way." So I find this really fascinating because obviously from the point that we're currently leaving from the story, we haven't seen exactly why it would say that, but just reading this leads me to believe that, hey, we are about to go into a patch of basically complete and utter chaos. Which I guess we expected with the Ascians involved, but still, oh my gosh. And so we can see from some of the screenshots that we can see Ilmeg in the background, just with a very honestly beautiful bunch of flowers just crossing the waterway. We can see that there is, in the next screenshot, a very interesting character. And so this is an almost human looking character here. And they almost, in my opinion, look almost like a warrior of light or something like that. And just based on the story and pre-warning, like heavy story spoilers that we do know ahead, that we remember that Elidibus was on the moon and essentially saying, hey, if you want to be warriors of darkness, fine. Well, you know what's really good at countering darkness? Light. And so I'm wondering if this is actually a warrior of light from a different world who is actually coming here and is just like, hey, we need to actually stop you. And that, in my opinion, would totally warrant as really, really crazy chaos. But we're gonna have to obviously wait and see. I am actually really hyped for this. And then last off, we have the dungeon gear, which is definitely looking Ascian inspired, which I kind of like, and I kind of need to see more of the armor up close. I'm thinking that it looks interesting. It kind of looks like a bit of a continuation of like the Void Arc armors to me. It looks very similar to those, at least for me. But I am liking the direction, and I am liking kind of the masks being brought back. Although, of course, that always brings up the question of Hrothgar and Viera. How will it go? I mean, they have a Viera there, obviously, with the face mask, but we're gonna have to wait and see, obviously, I suppose. And next up, we have the Mystery Trial. And it's all pixelated out, and it says, a fearsome new foe, possessed of immeasurable might, shall arise to test the warriors of darkness as they have never been tested before. So two thoughts come to my mind. Is this another ultimate content, and I mean, I might be wrong on this because I am just going off of memory, but I thought that we were only getting the Epic of Alexander, or T. Spill the tea, sis. But this is looking with the graininess like it might be that, although part of me also wonders if this is actually something to do with the main storyline, because I mean, clearly from the last one we know that the world's plunged in chaos, yet we are now seeing some fearsome new foe possessed of immeasurable might. But I guess we're gonna have to kind of wait and see, which I find that interesting because we definitely see in the next card Sapphire Weapon. And for those who are not super familiar with what is going on right now, we are basically going through a bit of extreme trials of, how to say it, Garlean nature. Basically, we are like living our Neon Genesis Evangelion, like, or what would you call it, Code Geass or Gundam fantasy, where basically we have Garleans piloting really big mechs. And I said Neon Genesis Evangelion first because, oh my gosh, it totally feels like it. But we had our Ruby weapon before, and so it's looking like we are getting our Sapphire weapon up. And so that is absolutely cool to me. And so that is the Sorrow of Werlit. The uneasy alliance forged with Gaius Baelsar has paved the way to victory over the Ruby weapon. Armed with knowledge of the location of the outpost whence it came, the time has come to confront the Empire and bring a swift end to the diabolical weapon project. And so we can see obviously like a huge image of it in the background. Then we can see a little bit of an airship in the background with everyone riding alongside. I am immediately being taken back to Praetorium, and I don't know how I feel about that. Bad. But yeah, basically we are getting a whole lot of updates, and so those are the main features. And likewise on the website you can see that there's just like a compilation of all the media there. But at the very bottom of the page, that I am probably betting a lot of people are going to skip over, is new to patch 5.3. And so we're getting main scenario quests, which we already talked about. We already talked about the new dungeon. We already talked about the new trial. But what we haven't talked about is the rest, which first of all includes the new Alliance raid Yorha Dark Apocalypse, the Puppets Bunker. And I think I know where this is going, and that is going to be so cool. But yeah. Next up we have Faux Hollows, the FFXIV Amphitheater Unreal. Actually, that might honestly just be the trial up above. Actually, Unreal, that's one thing that we haven't really seen yet, so this is all speculation. I might easily be off my rocker, could just be early in the morning, not enough sleep, and I might be going crazy and we already have Unreal content, but my brain is not picking up a single bit of Unreal content in this game ever. So normally we had normal, we had hard back in Realm Reborn, then we had extreme, and then we had savage, and then our ultimate or how to say it, our most bleeding edge, hardest content was in our ultimate raids. So this term, Unreal, is a brand new term, and I'm guessing that they are actually going to be like upping the difficulty of that fight a very significant amount. And what I'm thinking is that this is actually that mystery trial from above. And note, I could very easily be wrong. I could very easily be wrong. I have no insider information. I'm thinking that this might be that mystery trial, and I think that that could be really cool. Next up we have new custom deliveries. So if you are bored of mangoes, if you are bored of the other two, I mostly remember mangoes because her name's funny and I call it mangoes, but if you remember those, we're getting another one. And so yeah, let's see how that goes. I'm not really sure how super excited I am because we're just limited to give 12 custom deliveries in. So let's hope that it offers something different. Next up we have Beast Tribe Quests of the Dwarves, which we already knew that the Lalafels were beasts for the record, so no surprise here. But this is one thing that I actually have gotten a little bit of pushback on from just people that I know, saying, oh, we need to like buy Fantasia potions because they were on sale, like a month or something ago. And they were like, and we need to buy them in Fantasia to Lalafell to even do these quests. And here is me hoping, like seriously hoping that it really is not going to be the case where we need to be Lalafells, and honestly that sounds so counterintuitive, so fingers crossed. But new beast tribe quests for the dwarves, I'm kind of excited. I really hope that they have a really cool mount at the end, like something really crazy and mechanical and really cool. Next up, we have Save the Queen, Unforgiven, Unforgotten. So my thoughts are instantly that this is probably going to be tied to the Relic weapon quest, because we are going basically over to the Hrothgar area, just following the lore, and for whatever reason it definitely sounds like it is almost a part of that quest line to me. And likewise, I expect that to actually be the quest that unlocks the next tab here, which is a new battlefield of the Bosgen Southern Front. So we know that that is going to essentially be the, how do you say it, the Relic weapon area. And so Relic weapon is definitely something that I'm going to do a more hyper-focused video on in the future. But definitely I'm looking forward to this, and we're going to have to see how this goes. I do remember that they said that there could be ways to obtain it outside of instance content, because if you aren't familiar with what happened in Stormblood, basically we had a Relic weapon at that time that involved like only instance content, and you couldn't earn it outside of this instance, and it was called Eureka, and you had to go into this map called Eureka and basically complete things in there to do it. And so this battlefield, this Bosgen Southern Front, sounds almost like Eureka Animos, or Eureka Pagos, or Pyros, or Hydatos. So I am definitely looking forward to finding out more about this, for sure. Absolutely looking forward to that. The next thing is we get Ishgardian restoration updates, and so do I think that housing's going to be released? No, but I do think that we're going to see a little bit more. I think that the housing, my guesstimate, my speculatory guesstimate is 5.5 at this point. I don't expect it to be next patch at all, so don't be worried about getting 40 million all rounded up and like logging in and watching all my Housing Savage guides. By the way, totally plugging my Housing Savage guides. Those are a really good way to try and plan for what houses you're going to get when they open up. Anyhow, moving forward, Skysteel tool updates, so more crafting stuff. I'm looking forward to that. A Realm Reborn area improvements. Okay, so this one actually really excites me as someone who is actually going crazy and actually wants to complete all of the A Realm Reborn relics, because I absolutely have not. I hate ground travel so much in some of those areas. Like if you go to the Amalja area, like go teleport to Little Alamago, and then you go to the Amalja area, like there's hills and valleys and peaks and everything, and it's just like ugh. And then you need to like go all this direction to kill this particular mob. Like when I release my Realm Reborn relic video coming up soon, I've been working on that. Trust me, I've been doing a lot these past few weeks. I have not been sitting on my hands, but you're gonna see that there's a phase called Books phase, and oh my god, this will make it so much easier. So flight is what I'm at least expecting there. Next thing is trial synthesis. Trial synthesis. See, if anyone else has any other guesses, please put them in the comments down below. I am not sure what exactly this is. So whenever we talk about synthesis, I'm like, what does this mean? But it's also talking about trials. And one thing that I am pretty sure that the developers have been looking into, mind you, this is all speculation, but I'm pretty sure that the developers have been looking into ways to basically help people improve. And I'm wondering if this trial synthesis is going to be something akin to like a training room or a training dummy room, or oh god, Cephalon Similaris has God, what's that room called? It's basically like where you can like spawn enemies and test like damage that you're doing to the enemies or how much damage you can take. So I'm wondering if this trial synthesis is something like you're synthesizing a particular trial and then seeing how you do. So let's see. Anyhow, next part is New Game Plus updates. And so what I am expecting at this point is that the Realm Reborn content has been stated that it is very long. It involves a lot of fetch quests, and it isn't just right to the point. Like, there are some very big story elements in there, but it doesn't quite get there. It doesn't get to the point fast enough. Kind of like my videos, I know. I'm sorry. I'm very self-aware. But basically they were looking at trimming the fat from them, and this I'm pretty sure is going to be that. And so I'm looking forward to that. Although this does come with the question of what's going to happen to Praetorium. And if Praetorium's changed, where the heck am I getting my tomestones from anymore? Thank goodness I'm almost done the Heavensward weapons. My goodness, the poetics. The poetics farm is ridiculous. And then the next thing is Sundry Splendors. So this last thing of Sundry Splendors, so we know that Rowena has a House of Splendors where you can basically do crafting, gathering kind of stuff and get rewards from it. And so what I am thinking that this might be at this point is something like introducing the old collectible system where you could basically make a whole lot of different items and just exchange them or something like that. But we already have the system for that, so I'm not exactly sure what this is going to be. It's probably for sure going to be something with crafting, gathering, and likewise more content to provoke people to do more crafting and gathering is always a great thing, so I'm very excited for that. Anyhow, that is just my thoughts and opinions on all of this, and so I want to know, what are all of you excited for? I think that there is absolutely a ton coming in this patch, and I'm actually pretty hyped. I'm not gonna lie. I'm ready for new content. I'm ready for the changes to happen, and I am ready to finally get Relic grind. I mean, am I the only person that misses grinding a Relic weapon from the start? Realm Reborn spoiled me, my goodness. But soon. I don't know why, but the Relic grinds have always been my thing. Don't judge me too harshly. But anyhow, please let me know what you're thinking down in the comment section down below, and thank you so much for tuning in, and hope to catch you on the next video. Update video on what I've been up to coming up soon. Take care and have a fantastic day.